Hey guys, this is Ben Hall with BritXbox with a review of Far Cry 4. First of all, please make sure you get yourselves over to BritXbox.co.uk and check out the full written review. In the footage we've got here, this is early days. I'm just messing around with some of the tagging and the bow mechanics. And yeah, Far Cry 4. I was really looking forward to Far Cry 4. I loved Far Cry 3. And the first post I wrote about when I came back to Xbox about nearly 2 years ago exactly was a piece comparing and contrasting Far Cry 3 with Crysis 3, and Far Cry for me was far more fun, far the superior game, much better title. Far Cry 4 is basically a palette swap with Far Cry 3 in the same vein that Ubisoft keeps the Assassin's Creed mechanics very similar between its releases and just changes the visuals. They're doing the same thing with the Far Cry series, which is a real shame. Far Cry 1, way back when, made by Crytek on the PC, was a groundbreaking first-person shooter. Far Cry 2 tried a lot of really brave things when Ubisoft first took over the franchise. Some things worked, some things didn't. The setting though was really striking. Far Cry 3 took things back to the island setting and introduced the crafting mechanics and things that made the game really stand out. Basically the emergent gameplay, the fun way in which you can engage the outposts, things that had been in Far Cry since the beginning, but it felt like a very refined, user-friendly, enjoyable Far Cry experience. Far Cry 4 has all of that. It has the same crafting, it has the same shooting, the same driving, the same outpost capturing mechanic, the same pretty poor story, the same pretty poor characters. The setting is slightly changed. I mean, we're in the Himalayan type setting now, rather than an island setting, which offers more verticality. Not an easy word to say. We'll watch this amazing bug with this arrow shot. It's hilarious. That guy flies up in the air. But anyway, it gives us this new setting, which gives us a couple of new mechanics, the grapple hook and the mini helicopters. I think they're called buzzards, which are a lot of fun to get around with the world in. They make getting around from A to B and radio tower to radio tower, outpost to outpost a lot quicker, and the sense of flying, it gives you a great feeling of freedom, and it's just a really fun way of getting around. And then the grapple hook, which could have been a very simple hook onto a ledge, go up mechanic, actually is physics based, so you can do things like abseiling up and down. You can go up and down the grapple hook, you can swing like Tarzan between grapple points. All of that is fun, but really that's kind of it for new mechanics. It's a disappointing lack of innovation in a game, and this time of year when there are so many titles, so many open world games coming out, that there are better things to choose from right now. I mean, Shadows of Mordor for me was a far more interesting and exciting open world game. Obviously, Assassin's Creed Unity, which has just come out from Ubisoft as well, was an unmitigated disaster. This doesn't have technical problems other than the odd bit of open world jank like you saw with the guy shooting up in the air, but it does have it just doesn't feel fresh. It feels so predictable and disappointingly rote. I found myself getting bored. I didn't find myself pulled into the experience like I did with Far Cry 3, and even with the problems in Assassin's Creed Unity, the setting is so much fun and the game is so incredibly gorgeous that that's even more of an interesting draw for me into the game world. You can see from the visuals here that things look okay, lighting's alright, it doesn't feel particularly next generation. The engine is clearly the same as Far Cry 3's, and it just suffers from the fact as well, of course, that it's a cross-generation release, so everything has to work across all the platforms. It was just massively disappointing for me. I can't rate the game too low, because the mechanics and the things in the game that have been in the series for a while now are done perfectly fine. I mean, the bow is great fun to use. The story is utterly forgettable, but everything that was good in Far Cry 3 is good in Far Cry 4. It just feels like almost like a waste of time. Go and get Far Cry 3 cheap. You're going to have pretty much the same experience. So, I gave it a pretty average score. Well, a bit above average, but I don't think it's the greatest game it could have been. Check out the review on BritXbox.co.uk. Let me know what you think in the forums. Bye.